Damn, Tyrese Maxey said Joel Embiid does what? Plus the Jets make a massive organizational move. We got NFL analysis, college football analysis, and so much more. Flag on the take is back, baby. Let's get it. What up, Jordan?
What's going on, my boy? What's going on? I'm glad to be back where I belong. But let's get straight into this thing, man. What we got first?
Yeah, so first, we'll get into the big piece of news that broke today. So the New York Jets, they fired their GM. Told him to pack his shit and get out. Joe Douglas got relieved of his duties today by Woody Johnson. Now, Joe Douglas was in the final year of his contract, so we kind of saw this coming. But the fact that Woody Johnson went out of his way to do it 7 weeks early kind of just put the nail in the coffin of what
Yeah.
we already knew.
I don't know. I don't mind it being too early because again, there was really nothing too much going on. If you look at what Joe Douglas did with the Jets, I mean, yeah, you got some hits. You got Quentin Williams.
Garrett
What?
Wilson,
Yeah,
Sauce
Garrett
Gardner.
Wilson, Sauce, and Garrett and Sauce are they both in this? No, because no, Garrett was 22, right? Yeah, that's the same draft.
Yeah,
And Brees Hall. So honestly, their hits came from one draft, and that's not knocking him. He still selected those players, so kudos to him. But it's just been those three guys
I
in
feel
his
like his
tenure.
only I feel like his only whiff was Zach Wilson.
That was the big whiff, though.
Yeah, but if you look at that whole class, I mean, who would have been at much better?
Yeah, that's true.
But with this news coming out, so the Jets want to do an organizational reset, which potentially means that Aaron Rodgers might be out of town.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
So,
heard
what do you
I
think
heard
their plan is as far as quarterback if
I
he's
heard
gone?
the Jets want to move on. If the Jets move on, it sounds like then they're going to take a quarterback in the first round. I think if they want to move on, if they're going to move on from Aaron, they're going to bench him. I think if Aaron stops playing for any reason, it means that they're going to part ways in the offseason and they're going to try and tank for not even Shadur, but more like Cam Ward or Quinn Ewers or something. Because I think Shadur's going one, but we'll get into that. But
Yeah.
I don't know where Aaron would go. Does he go to the Vikings to complete the Brett Favre trilogy?
Well, I could see that again. Again, I was gonna say I don't see Aaron as far as. Do you think he wouldn't do like a mentor role or anything like that? He's too proud for that. So if I don't think it would be them benching him. I think they would have to cut him and just eat that money because there's no way. I just don't see it, especially
I
with
don't think he's
as prideful as the
cuttable.
guy he is. As far as like it's in his contract.
No, like with how much dead money? Like we're talking like a Russell Wilson dead cap here.
Yeah, I know, but
I
the
think he
Broncos
has to
did
be
it,
traded.
and it's not like the Jets really. I mean, do you think he's tradable? As far as like, what do you think it would be?
It would be like a 3 because
I
you're
could
only
see
getting
that.
him for 1 or 2 years.
Yeah, yeah,
But I don't
I
even
guess
know
so.
where he would go. I don't know who's that
I don't
win
know who
ready.
would want him. Yeah, I guess you could say the Vikings, but at the same time, is that what they want right now?
Oh no,
Especially
I
when they
was
have McCarthy.
I was just joking because of Brett Favre.
No, I actually thought that's not bad in my opinion, especially if you're thinking about McCarthy. And then Sam Darnold's kind of cooled off now. We knew that wasn't going to continue on. I actually don't think that, even though you were joking, I honestly could see it. I don't think that was terrible.
I think that if JJ McCarthy didn't tear his meniscus, I think he'd be starting by now.
Yeah, I think you would too.
But we'll have to keep our finger on the pulse with the situation because probably have to wait till the end of the year to see what's really going on here. But I'm intrigued to see what happens because Devontae's a free agent too. So if Aaron goes, Devontae goes probably as well. So they gave up that asset for Devontae Adams unless they bring him back, which I doubt because Devontae wants to win more than anything. So
Yeah.
that was the big piece of news. But we'll get into other things that happened over the sports weekend. We'll go in chronological order with the quote unquote fight between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. Oh, they
Oh,
they really hyped
yeah.
this up as a fight,
So,
acting like I mean, shout out
for
Jake Paul
those,
for not murdering Mike Tyson because there was plenty of times you saw where
yeah,
Jake like cocked back like he was gonna like
I
take him out, but then he held up.
I have an opinion on that too, bro. Don't get me wrong. Well, first off, let's get into it a little bit. So, for those who don't know, 27-year-old Jake Paul fought 58-year-old Mike Tyson. We all know Jake Paul likes fighting people who aren't actual fighters or fighters who are very much past their prime. But that's just his calling card. It is what it is. Now he's calling out, if anybody knows I Show Speed, who is like 5'9", 125. So like,
He
I don't
called
know
out
what Jake
McGregor
Paul.
too.
Oh yeah, bro. I don't know what he's doing, man. But as far as like this fight with Tyson's concerned, I feel like Mike was holding back too, man. He was biting his gloves for half the match. And
He
when
was
he
not
was
holding
throwing
back.
shots, he was catching Jake,
He
catching
was
Jake.
not holding back. I
So
think
like,
he. I think he.
I don't
His
know.
knee.
He just kind of stopped swinging, bro, after like the third round. So like, I don't know.
It seemed like his knee was preventing him from doing anything.
Yeah, I can see that too. But have you seen that? I like the conspiracy theories, and there's always videos after every boxing match, and there was this one I saw. It showed like Jake leaning in and looked like he was whispering something in Mike's ear, and Mike gave him like a little nod and pat him on the back, and he just stopped swinging after that.
No, I did
So
not see that. That's
yeah,
crazy.
I'll send it to you. Yeah, it's crazy, bro.
I want to
But
give flowers to the women's match beforehand. That
oh,
boxing
it
match
was
was phenomenal.
Taylor and what's the other girl's name?
I forget. I don't really know women's boxing like that, but yeah, I don't know women's boxing like that, but they threw hands and I absolutely loved it.
Serrano. Her name was Serrano, and the fight wasn't without its controversies. Um, Katie Taylor was defending her title, but people, including myself, thought that Serrano should have won. She felt like Taylor was throwing headbutts and some other craziness. But what did you think about the fight, bro? It was a good one.
So Serrano was the one that got cut open?
Yeah,
Yeah, so I thought she won the match, personally. I don't really know that much
yeah, I
about
thought so too.
boxing. I don't know that much about boxing other than like, someone knocks out the other, but I thought she won that match. But that was clearly match of
Hmm.
the night. And that one woman was clearly, I wouldn't say clearly, but at least two of the four looked like clear headbutts.
Yeah, yeah, that's what Serrano was saying, and they didn't. I don't know if they deducted points for him or not, but they should have.
They only deducted one
I mean, at
point.
some point, I don't know for four headbutts. That's crazy. At some point, it's got to be a disqualification, right? How many do you get?
Depends on how well you hide them.
That's true.
But before we get off of that, I just want to give two shout outs. Shout out one to Mike Tyson for just throwing that ass out on all over Netflix. I don't know if you saw that.
With his chaps on.
Yeah, his assless chaps.
Did you see? Did you see Jake Paul's reaction to it?
No.
Dog, I'm gonna send it to you after we get off here. He's staring at the screen. He's got like Drake playing in the background, chilling. And then he sees he sees Mike going around. He was like, "What the f?"
that's what that's what Haley and I were doing. We were in the hotel room watching it, and I was like, "The hell going on?"
Bro,
But
Mike Tyson's
then,
a weird dude, bro.
and then the other shout out I want to give is to Tori Kelly because I think that hot take that might be the greatest national anthem I've ever heard in my life.
Also, shout out to Tori Kelly because I love Tori Kelly's music, especially her songs with my guy Timothy De La Ghetto. Oh, I love Tori Kelly. But yeah,
Dude,
yeah,
she
yeah,
could
yeah. Shout
sing
out
the
Tori Kelly.
phone book, bro. That like
Yeah,
so
bro, she's very underrated in my opinion. Like IRL.
I'm gonna be totally honest. Like I fell asleep after the women's match, but I woke up like right as they were introing her, and I was like, "What the hell?" Like that was like I was like, "Oh my god, that's got to be like that's like one of the best anthems I've ever heard." Like I just woke up and she just started
Yeah, I
singing, and
love
I was
Tori
like,
Kelly.
"Oh my god."
Underrated, bro. Underrated.
I think it's between her and Chris Stapleton, in my opinion, for the greatest anthem
Mm-hmm.
performance ever. But like, no, if you
Not
have not,
Fergie?
if you
Not
did not,
Fergie?
oh, shut up. If you did not hear her sing it live, like go on YouTube and listen to that because it is like, it's one of, if
uh,
not the best ever. That was truly phenomenal. So shout out to her. But all right, now we will move on into some small NBA talk because there was actually what we led with was there's massive drama going around our 76ers. I don't know if you heard about that.
I did. You want me to go into it a little bit?
I'm just gonna lead with I side with Tyrese Maxey, but you can go ahead.
Yeah. So basically, as everyone knows, Sixers have been struggling. Uh, their big three haven't even played in a single game together. Paul George had his debut not too long ago. Joel Embiid had his debut not too long ago. But it's really been the Tyrese Maxey show, if anybody's been watching. And so team meeting was called. Players, coaches, personnel. And basically in that meeting, some things were said, nothing out of malicious intent. Everybody was just holding each other accountable. And then you have young Tyrese Maxey, you know, calling out Embiid, so to speak, just saying that he should be on time to team activities, making sure that he's on time. Yeah, as we all, I don't know. There's been reports about it before, but Embiid, people like to call him lazy. He doesn't show up on time, and I don't think he really helps himself in some cases. And aren't him and like Maxie supposed to be like close or something? So I feel like he wouldn't take this to heart.
Yeah, they're allegedly close friends.
Yeah. So no, I don't think he would take this to heart. But yeah, that's basically what the meeting was about and how it went. But what do you think about it?
I mean, I low key hope he took it to heart. Not like in a point to where like he can't play with Maxi, but like that it lights a fire under his ass.
Yeah.
Because like, bro, you're a
Yeah.
former MVP. Like you're like allegedly the heart and soul of this team. You can't be late to everything. They literally asked Maxi, like, Tyrese, can you give us an example of when Joel was late? And he said, and I quote, late to effing everything. His
Hmm.
words, not mine. And I think the straw that broke the camel's back was, so they just played Miami. They had the team meeting after the loss to Miami, and they had Joel Embiid listed as doubtful the entire game because none of the players and none of the staff had any clue if he was even going to show up. And he shows up 10 minutes before the game starts, and then plays. So I think that was kind of the
Yeah.
straw that was like the final straw because that would piss me off too. So which is crazy because like
Yeah. I can't really blame
Joel's late to everything, and he still like plays at an MVP level. Can you imagine if he actually tried?
him. Question: Hall of Fame or Hall of Very Good?
Embiid?
Yeah. I already know what you're gonna say. I'm just checking.
It's like this the argument people have like with JJ Watt. Like when he played, he was one of the best in the league, if not the best in the league. But he never really
Hmm.
played. So if you
Hmm.
take what he's done on the court, he's absolutely without a doubt a Hall of Famer. But if you take into account
Hmm.
his load management and his injuries and stuff, it makes it very debatable. I think I think if he retired right now, I think he'd eventually get in because he won an MVP. I feel like if you ever win an MVP, you normally find your way in. But he just needs to win a
Yeah.
ring. He wins a ring, it'll be undoubtable. I think like bigs like I think a big like Anthony Davis ranks higher than Joel Embiid all time, like in terms of like what they've done for the
I
game.
definitely agree.
But like
I
if
agree. And
Embiid,
AD has a ring, even though you might say it has an asterisk.
I think that's the hardest ring ever. But we'll get into that a different day. But I think if Joel
Whoa.
if Joel Embiid played the same amount of games Anthony Davis has played, and I know Anthony Davis was known for being injured, but he still has significantly more games played than Joel Embiid. I think Embiid would be
Absolutely.
multiple time MVP. I think Embiid's better than Jokic.
If he had actually played some of the games he was in.
I think Embiid's better than Jokic. Jokic just plays more often and is more of a facilitator.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Jokic, again, with the playmaking, I think playmaking aspect is a little bit better, but all around, yeah, I do feel like Joel's better. Is
I
better,
think
especially
I think
offensively. You know how he is.
Yeah, I think Jokic is the best passing center ever, but that's a different conversation for a different day. But I think Embiid's a
Yeah,
Hall of Famer if he actually stays on the court and or wins a ring. What do you think?
I agree. I honestly feel like he's one of the most talented centers of all time. We already talked about it, especially from a shooting standpoint, or like his midi game. Like we already know he can dominate the post too, especially with his size. But I just feel like it's just an all around threat offensively at his size.
Yeah, I mean, people will call him a free throw merchant, but then you can say the same thing about James Harden, and he'll be a first ballot Hall of Famer,
Yeah,
even though he doesn't have a ring.
yeah, just based off of his scoring alone.
What do you think of impact? Like everyone does step back threes now.
Yeah. I think he did change the game, especially his run in Houston. So yeah, I can see what you mean when you say that. Again, like Steph Curry changed. Well, we all know Steph Curry's a Hall of Fame. There's no doubt about it. But I'm just saying, as far as like changing what the trade ball meant to the game.
Yeah, impact. Yeah, yeah. You know who I
Yeah.
thought would have been a Hall of Famer if he never got injured? This is a more recent player.
Who?
DeMarcus Cousins.
Okay, I thought you were gonna go D Rose route. Oh, I don't hate that. I see that.
Remember how good he was with the Kings and how good he was playing alongside Anthony Davis? Like DeMarcus Cousins was an MVP conversation the last time he played with Embiid or with Anthony Davis before he tore his Achilles.
Yeah,
And
Boogie was
I
nice.
and I wouldn't
Yeah,
say I
Boogie was
was a
nice.
Pelicans fan, but like I was like very invested in them. So I was watching a lot of their games. Like DeMarcus Cousins was on a different level. And obviously once he
Hmm.
blew his Achilles at 7 foot tall, he was never the same. And it's crazy because I remember
Yeah,
watching that game when he did it too. He like jumped out of bounds to like save a ball that was going out to prevent it from being a turnover, and he just landed wrong, and his Achilles went. But man, they were so fun to play with on 2K17 because both of them with how
yo,
they're.
the Marcus used to go crazy on 2K.
That's what I'm saying. Like you guard AD, okay, I'll just feed Boogie. You guard Boogie, I'm a feed AD. And then you had Drew Holiday on that team too.
Yeah,
So like
but you know,
if they guarded both of them, Drew Holiday's wide open for three.
that's how people were getting their playmaking up.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's like picking the Lakers and just running picks with Braun and AD. that's, that's it.
Hey, all them real 2K players know those first few games of your my career when you're like 60 overall, you just got to keep running pick and rolls.
Yup, yup. Lobbing up to your best playmaker.
Oh man, but yeah, that's it about the Sixers. I heard if they don't get it together within the next 10 games, they're punting on the season. So we'll see what punting on the season looks like. But obviously, as a Sixers fan, I hope they do not punt on the season. But that is the rumor, according to Shams Charania, who's pretty plugged in. So I heard that Nick Nurse and Daryl Morey aren't going to be fired, though, which is good because I like both of them. So
Hmm.
hopefully this is just a
Yeah.
bad year. But like this was supposed to be the year for the Sixers. Like we gave Paul George all this money for
Yeah.
these first couple years in Philly because he's supposed to fall off. But I don't know. I've been saying trade Embiid and build around Maxey, but because you got to think Embiid's if he's not 30, he's about to be 30, and his knees are only getting
I
worse.
think he is. No?
I think he is too, but I just wanted to play it safe there. But his knees are only
Yeah.
going to get worse.
Yeah. Oh, no, there's not getting better, especially at his size. No way he's getting better. Also, he's listed at 280. He's heavier than 280.
Yeah, I thought. Yeah, I was thinking like 300.
No, he is.
I mean,
And he is 30 already.
he's a big mofo, man.
Yeah, bro.
But speaking of big mofos, we got to talk about the Cleveland Cavaliers, bro, because I brought this up last episode
Yeah.
when you were out on assignment. But man, the Cleveland Cavaliers, and I correctly predicted it too. I said they were going to stay undefeated till we talked about it, which has reigned true.
Yeah.
And we are recording before tonight's Celtics and Cavs game. We can do a little bold prediction for that, even though you
It's
guys
gonna
will
be
be
a good one.
listening to it after the game has already concluded. But yeah, the undefeated Cleveland
Hmm.
Cavaliers face the Boston Celtics tonight. So if anyone's going to stop the Cavs, it's going to be the Celtics. But if anyone can stop the Celtics, it's going to be the Red Hot
Hmm.
Cavs. I'm very excited for this. No, I don't give two shits that it's for the NBA Cup. I care because the Cavs are 15-0 and that the Celtics are the Celtics. So don't
Yeah.
try that
And
with
this is
me.
also 1-2 in the East. So, big game.
Oh, brother, I went into. I don't know if you heard my little rant about how bad the East is.
No, take me through.
All right, so at the time, things are a little bit better now, but not much better. So at the time of that recording, there was only two teams above 500 in the Eastern Conference. The Cleveland Cavaliers and the Boston Celtics.
Hmm.
All the rest were 500 or below.
Hmm.
The three
Hmm.
seed was the Indiana Pacers at
Yeah.
500. Now is Cleveland Cavaliers number 1 seed 15-0, Boston Celtics 11-3 number 2 seed. Number 3 seed. Guess who the 3 seed is right now?
It's the Magic.
It is. Good job. Did you look it up?
I did.
Oh, you're an ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, you knew that way too easy. But think of it this way, right? The Sacramento Kings are the 10th seed in the Western Conference at 8-7. They would be the 3 seed in the East. That's so crazy how much of a cupcake the Eastern Conference is. Now, granted, the Sixers are 2-11. They have the same record as the Wizards. Sounds like they're collapsing for Cooper, but that's a different story. The Bucks are 5-9, same record as the Hornets and the Nets. The Detroit Pistons have 7 wins. That's insane. If you would have told me the Detroit Pistons had the same amount of wins as the Bucks and the Sixers put together, I would have said you were high.
Yeah, that's the case.
The only bad team in the Western Conference is the Utah Jazz, who are tanking, and the New Orleans Pelicans, who all of their starting 5 are out. Oh no, Brandon Ingram's not injured. 4 of their
Yeah.
starting 5 are out, so they have an excuse there. But
See, you saying that just rest my case that Brandon Ingram just always goes under the radar. I don't know what it is.
well,
That man
granted, the
just doesn't have
Pelicans
that
are
aura.
Pelicans are 4-10, so he's not doing a good job of it, but
True.
he is holding it down.
Very true.
Shout out the Suns staying 9-6, even though KD's out. Good for them. The Houston Rockets are 10-5. What the hell?
Yeah. Young team. Young team.
Warriors are 10-3.
Yeah,
I
I know.
called that. Lakers are on a 5-game win streak. Don't look now,
Mm-hmm.
man.
Bronny MVP.
Man, did you hear about him in the G League?
About him, was he supposed to be playing? It's something like that. Half the games or something. What is
He's
it?
only playing home games because he can't fly commercial with the rest of the team.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
I mean, I get it because if he did fly commercial, he would just get hounded everywhere he went. But like, they definitely could have worded that better.
Yeah, no. I think it's good.
Their
Either
PR,
way, I think it'll work out for him because he's still getting more experience.
yeah, I mean, he's just constantly practicing and everything. I think JJ Redick's been a phenomenal hire for that team.
Yeah.
But all right,
You were saying it going in, though.
Huh?
No, I was saying as far as the JJ Redick hire, you were saying it going in that was a good hire.
Oh yeah, dude's a genius. I knew that was gonna work out, especially with Braun. But
Hmm.
make a prediction for tonight. Are the Cavs going 16-0 or is Boston stopping it? Hang on, I can tell you where the game's at if that makes a difference. It is
I'm about to
at
say, is everybody healthy?
the game
It's
is
at Boston, I know.
okay. Hang on, I'm checking. Well, the only people that are out are ones that have been out. So Porzingis, Isaac Okoro is a game time decision, but I don't see him tipping the scale too much. So yeah, all the starters are healthy.
I'm gonna say that Cleveland drops their first one.
Ah, you picked the same one as me.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
I'm
that Cleveland drops their first one.
I'm rooting for Cleveland, but I think Boston's gonna win this game because like I want to see who has Cleveland even beaten. Have they beaten anyone that's like I know like it's the NBA, it's hard to win like no matter who you play, but like there's a difference between playing the Celtics and playing the Pistons. They're
They beat the
only
Warriors, no?
yeah, that's I was gonna say that's their only good win right now. Oh, and
Okay,
they
that's the only one I can think of.
they beat the Lakers too. All the
Oh,
rest
okay.
are like they beat the Pelicans after everyone was out. They beat the Sixers, but I think I could beat the Sixers at
Hmm.
this rate.
Me, you, and Bryce.
Yeah, right. Oh, they swept the Bucks back to back. That's crazy.
Oh, dang.
That's impressive. But like they could go on a run. Listen to this: at Boston, home for New Orleans. That's if they beat Boston, home for New Orleans. That's a dub. Home for Toronto. That's a dub. Home for Atlanta. That's more than likely a dub. At Atlanta is I
At
think,
Atlanta is a little tough, but
but then they're home for Boston. So I think it's gonna end either at Atlanta or home versus Boston. If they win
mhm.
tonight, if they don't drop it tonight, because after that they have home for the Wizards and then home for the Nuggets. They could drop it against the Nuggets too, but still, that's what like 20-0 at that point. It's like a
Yeah,
fourth of your
no, it's still pretty
games.
good.
That's actually insane. But all right, and then one last thing: inside the NBA is going to be licensed out to ESPN, so the show will live.
Yeah, Shaq, Kenny.
And them San Antonio women. That's got to be one of
So
the funniest segments
I didn't
ever.
get a chance to. I heard about this. So what's the reason behind this? Did they say? Is it just like from a monetary standpoint?
So the NBA is ending their TV deal with TNT. So and TNT
Oh
owns
shoot! Is
inside
it
the
like
NBA.
up this year?
Yeah, it's up after this season.
Okay.
They're going to like Amazon and
Oh
ESPN and
man.
stuff like that. So because they're trying to do
Yeah.
a more like streaming based service,
Yeah. Okay.
but
Yeah, that makes sense. That's where the money
they
is.
so everyone was pissed off that like inside the NBA like is a Turner owned show, so like they wouldn't be able to go to ESPN or whatever. So Turner is licensing the show to ESPN. It's kind of like what the Pat McAfee show is doing. Like Pat owns his show, he just happens to stream it on ESPN. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So like
Yeah.
TNT will still own Inside the NBA. They'll just happen to be airing it on ESPN. So I think it's a win for both sides, to be honest. But speaking of streaming, because the NBA wants to do more streaming based, I'm gonna issue a warning shot here.
Hmm.
Dear Netflix,
I already know.
I'm fine with you screwing up Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson because I knew wasn't going to be a good fight. But I'm gonna tell you this: if you f with my
But they better
Christmas
not screw up
football,
these Christmas games.
you f with my Christmas football, it is your ass.
I already knew it.
This cannot happen on Christmas because
What
I
is it? It's
promise
Chiefs
you,
still, isn't it? What's the other one?
Ravens Texans.
Yeah.
I promise
Oh
you, if
boy.
you
Oh
buffer,
boy.
if you buffer and prevent people from watching this game, Twitter will have your ass.
Will they on a platter? They already did during the dang Jake Paul fight. I seen it
They
all.
thought that was bad.
Getting on their neck.
They said there was like 60 million people or 60 million households that watched that fight. It's going to be double that for Christmas football.
Yeah. Oh, easily.
So they got 5 weeks. Figure it the hell out. Because if you buffer during my Christmas football, especially during the Ravens game, I will crash out.
Justified crash out too. Justified crash out.
I will cancel my subscription.
But Netflix, you heard it here first. If you don't get it right, Cole's gonna turn a D1 crash out.
I already am a D1 crash out. You're just going to see it.
Tenfold.
I'm just firing a warning shot, Netflix. You got 5 weeks. Figure it the hell out. But all right, moving on because we're talking about football. Your Buffaloes, dude, are rolling. Did you watch their last game?
Yes, they are. The Utah game?
Yeah.
Yes, I did, sir. Yes, I did. Or at least a good portion of it
You want to talk
before
about it?
me and my lady went out. Yes, I do. So Shadur definitely started off the game shaky. Uh, open drive interception. I think it was first play. It might have
Oh
been first play. I
God.
forget. But I know. I think it was first play, bro. If I'm not mistaken, I know it was first drive though. But Colorado ended up, again, Utah's not very good, so Colorado didn't really have to do much. After a touchdown, they scored a touchdown. I think they threw it up to that big receiver. I forgot his freaking name. Oh my goodness. After that, they had a punt return by the fast guy Weaver.
Was
Um,
was Cam Rising
and
playing?
then no, it was I forgot the guy's name. He threw a couple picks. Oh my goodness. Um, I'm blanking. No, it wasn't Cam Rising though. I know that for sure.
Yeah, because I know
It was
like
their backup.
Isaac Wilson.
Yeah, there we go.
He
Yeah,
had
no, it
three
definitely wasn't
picks.
Rising. Rising. Um, three. I knew it was a couple. Three.
Three.
Well, again, did you see that Travis Hunter catch? I don't know if you caught any of the highlights.
Nah, I didn't see the catch, but I heard that he ran in a touchdown.
Shador threw it up to him on one of those. Travis down there somewhere. Bro, Travis went up over three people. I'm not exaggerating. Three people sideways came down on his side. It looked like one of those Madden catches
The
that just
Madden
glitches, like
catches.
somebody, like the player glitches into it. No, for real. It looked like he glitched into an animation and caught it.
That's
Because,
crazy.
like, when he got hit in the air, it was one of those catches where if he came down wrong, it would have been bad. Because he
Ugh.
hit the ground pretty hard, bro. He was in the air. Yeah. Yeah, no, it was bad looking. But no, he came down with it. That was one of the greatest catches I've seen this year. So I look
Jeez.
it up when you get the chance. It was amazing. Yeah, amazing. But no, Shador is still making his case as the number one quarterback off the board. And I think he will be. He's just going to continue to put up numbers. Uh, just based off of strength of schedule, I don't think Colorado's going to make the playoff
They're gonna make the playoff.
because they're not really playing any. You think they're going to make it? That depends on what BYU does, bro. Because they're still Colorado's still second. BYU still first.
Doesn't matter. They'll play BYU in the Big 12 championship, and Colorado will win that.
I see what you mean. Uh,
I did watch the BYU game. They didn't impress me.
yeah. They lost though.
Oh, I know they did.
Okay. What was going on in that game? I didn't get to see that game.
They just look like that they're finally regressing to the mean. Like they're finally starting to come back down off
Yeah.
their high. But I do think
Yeah.
that I do think Colorado is going to win the Big 12 at this point, which is crazy because I said that they were only going to win 6 games this year.
Me and you both said it. We didn't think they were going to be that good, but I now, to my pleasant surprise, I'm not like I'm a fan of the people on Colorado. I'm not really a fan of the team, but I like
Oh
Shador.
yeah.
I like Travis Hunter, Dion. You know what I mean? So I root for them. They're not really my team. I don't care if they suck or not, to be honest. But I like that they're good.
I think I'm ready to admit that Shador is going to be the first quarterback off the board.
Yeah, I've been waiting on it, buddy. I've been waiting on it.
Well, I thought it was going to be Quinn Ewers, and then he's regressed. And then I thought it was going to be Cam Ward because he broke out, but then he's cooled off. And Shadura has just been slowly getting better throughout the year. So I think, and plus his name, that's going to help him be the first one off too. So I don't know who it's
Yeah.
going to be to yet because it's going to be all hell breaking loose in the tankathon known as the NFL. But I do think he's going to be the first one off.
So Genty's not going to break Barry Sanders' record because he cooled off just a tiny bit. Now he's still putting up absurd numbers, but I'm only bringing him into this conversation because my question is, in my opinion, the Heisman race is still only four people: Shador, Cam Ward, Travis Hunter, and Genty. Who do you think is leading that pack?
Travis Hunter. The media is behind it.
I think it's either him or Shador. Yeah, I think it's him or
I
Shador.
haven't heard anything about Shadura winning the Heisman.
Really?
I haven't heard anything about it.
The media sucks. But that's my personal pick.
My pick's been Travis Hunter. I think he's
Him
gonna
or I
win it.
would. Yeah, I would say Travis. Yeah, no, I would say Travis. I would only say Genty if, well, first off, Boise State is actually pretty good. They'll probably make the playoff. I think they're already ranked 12. Um,
They're gonna be the group
but
of 5 team that gets in.
yeah, but as far as if Genty goes off for like 250 plus in back to back games in these last two games
$250 is
before we play
crazy.
all the bowl games and stuff, I'm just saying because that's the only reason. That's the only way I'd see because he's at what 1,800 right now. Again, he's not going to break Barry Sanders' record because he'd have to rush for like 700 yards in like 3 games, which is not happening. Uh, that's why I was like 250 plus for each game, bro. That's not
250
happening.
plus is
But
crazy.
yeah, that's what we'd have to do. Just think about how good that season was by Barry Sanders to rush for 2,600 in a season. That's insane.
Is the Heisman picked before the playoff or after the playoff?
I want to say after.
Because if Ashton Genty like leads Boise State on a run, that could swing the vote in his favor. Same thing with Shadur. If Shadur like
Mm-hmm.
wins the Big 12 and then goes for
Yeah,
404 tuds in the first round to a Colorado win, like that could definitely sway it in his favor.
yeah, I agree. I see what you mean.
I think Cam Ward's cooked.
Yeah, I think he'll still be a first round pick, but Miami's definitely cooked.
He's definitely going to be the second quarterback off the board because Quinn has cooled off considerably. Like
Yeah. Again, I don't think Quinn's bad, but I've never been.
I heard Quinn's comp is Jared Goff.
I don't even know if I agree with that, only because Jared can make any throw. Now Jared's not going to wow you athletically, but Jared can sling that tail.
Well, that's the whole point. Is that like that's like Quinn's ceiling. Like he'll be able to sling it, but he's not gonna like wow you.
Yeah, I see it.
And then I forget who Cam Ward's comp was because he's like an improviser.
He's
He's not.
just such an improviser. Yeah.
Get who? It's gonna drive me nuts, and I'll probably remember it as soon as we get off the pod. But
And he plays the quarterback position so nonchalantly.
oh wait, I remember now. It was Seattle Russell Wilson. I'm pretty sure that was the comp
He's a
that I
little bit
heard.
bigger, but I see it.
Yeah, but like that like low key athletic, like throws a good deep ball, can like do some crazy stuff
Real
when
damage
needed.
if he gets out the pocket. Yeah.
Yeah, like cerebral. I'm pretty sure that's who it was.
Okay. I can see that. Just like a bigger one, bigger Russ.
Yeah, Bill Belichick said that Jalen Milroe should
That's
be
not a bad
QB1. Did you see that?
Oh no, I didn't.
Because he was talking about his intangibles.
Oh, by the way, you think Billy Boy's done, or who's going to hire him?
Who? Belichick?
Yeah,
He's getting a job. He wants the record.
that's what I'm saying.
I think Vrabel's gonna have pick of the litter of jobs though.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get into that in the NFL.
I think he will too.
But yeah, Belichick was talking about how much he like loves Milroe and how like his only like his main problem is consistency. But like in terms of like work ethic and attitude and like being able to be coached and everything like that, like Milroe is like everything you want in a franchise quarterback, and he's fast, which you can't teach, and has that really strong arm.
Stupid fast.
Stupid fast, stupid strong. It's kind of like you just got to fix his accuracy up a little bit, which is the easiest thing to fix in terms of the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
I mean, Bill Belichick has 7 more rings than I do. So, if he says Milroe is good, then I have to at least consider it.
Well, I will say, doesn't have the best track record drafting other than Brady.
No, I agree, but his evaluations are good. He just never picks the right one.
Yeah. I'm not gonna say I actually like Milroe a lot, so I'm not saying that Milroe's gonna be bad. I was just saying based off of Belichick's record.
I thought Milroe was gonna have a meteoric rise this year.
I think he'll just need time to develop, and he's gonna be dangerous. If he has time and he goes to an organization that's willing to commit like y'all did Lamar, he's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, like I thought Kalen DeBoer was gonna have him right this year, but yeah, I can see him. Yeah, let me see if I can call my shot. That would be crazy if I pulled that off. Jacksonville Jaguars have the first pick right now. If he goes to somewhere like Seattle,
I can see that.
yeah, I'm calling my shot with either Seattle or I hate to say this, but y'all, those two are looking like the likely suspects here.
I don't know if they're planning on re-signing Fields or not. Because I feel like the price tag on him just went up just as based on how he played in the first couple of games. Because there's going to be some teams that want his services.
Justin's going to go somewhere where he's going to start. He's not going to take another bench role.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
he proved he can win games with a good team.
Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see.
But, yeah, so that was quarterback analysis. I went to Pittsburgh this past weekend, and I attended the Pitt versus Clemson game. And Clemson didn't wow me. I wasn't really impressed.
Yeah. How do you feel Klubnik played? I know you were saying he was doing pretty decent in the first half because I knew he had 2 touchdowns. He threw like a dot on one of them, but
he was too inconsistent.
I'm not a fan.
Like he would fit it into a really tight window and then would just completely airmail like a butt naked receiver.
What year is he? He's a junior, no? Or
I think he's junior. Yeah, he's junior year,
I
so he's
think
got one
so.
more.
Okay.
But I'll tell you who was the star of the show for Clemson, and I can't believe this guy's only a sophomore. Antonio Williams.
That receiver.
Oh my God,
Yeah, he's
that
tough.
dude was like, he had what I call Zay Flowers syndrome, where either you gotta hold him or interfere with him because if not, he's gonna be open. I mean, that dude, like, it felt
Little
like no matter
jitterbug, huh?
it felt like no matter how many people they put on him, what coverage or anything they ran on him, chip him, jam him at the line, it did not matter. That dude was wide open. That dude's number should be 7
Oh,
and
just
11.
I got something to say real quick,
What's up?
and then we're gonna pivot back. But just because you brought up Zay Flowers, I want to say shout out to Zay Flowers and George Pickens because they are both top five in the NFL in receiving. George Pickens is third, Zay Flowers is fourth. We can move on.
Sick. But no, there's only one other there's only one other person I want to shout out. Number 0 for Pitt, Desmond Reed. Dude's a junior. He's only 5'8", but that dude is slippery.
We talk. He's offensive or defensive?
He's a running back. That dude is slippery.
Okay, got you.
Like, I felt like he was always
Better than
just.
Will Shipley?
Oh my God, yes.
I can't stand Will Shipley, bro. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I never understood it.
I never got the hype with that either. But no, this Desmond Reed, like, that's a name to keep an eye out for. He's same thing with Antonio Williams. I can't believe Williams is only a sophomore. That dude's probably gonna be a first round pick next year because he was just. I mean, nobody could guard him. Now I know Pitt's defense isn't like Georgia's, but it was still a respectable defense. I mean, they were 7-3
No,
heading into that game.
Pitt has been solid. Yeah, they've been solid all year.
But that's what I'm saying. And
Not
like,
the not dominant, but solid. Yeah.
and what's crazy is he had like 2 or 3 catches for another 50, 60 yards and another touchdown and left on the table because Klubnik sailed it.
Wow.
Like, that dude is a freaking problem. Like, I hope he kind of
You saw him in person.
no, like I hope he cools off a little bit so that way the Ravens can draft him in like the middle rounds next year and then we have an
Bro,
absolute
y'all don't
steal.
need another receiver.
Yeah, we do, bro. We only got one good receiver.
Zay's had a really good year, though. Zay's had a good year.
Yeah, that's it. All right.
How you think I feel, bro? I only got one receiver, too.
He was throwing a fit, but we'll get into that. Well, there was a bunch of upsets and almost a massive one. So LSU went down, BYU went down, Kansas State went down, Oregon almost went down, Tennessee went down to Georgia. There was a lot of upsets.
Yeah, I saw some of the Tennessee game.
Yeah, I watched a good chunk of that too. I still don't see it with Carson Beck. I really think I don't even think he should be drafted. I think the only reason he's even considered is because he's Georgia's quarterback.
You think so?
I don't see it with him at all. Like, not even a little bit. I don't even see the flashes.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not a Carson Beck fan at all. And even like some of the throws that he had. Did you see the one where he hit like it wasn't his slot. It was one of his outside receivers. Ran like an in breaking route, and then he like mailed it to him in between like two safeties, and the guy just so happened to get so he caught the ball, ended up not getting decapitated and bounced off the safety and got about like 20 more yards.
That's insane.
It was not a good throw by any means, bro.
That's what
He
I'm
threw him
saying.
into coverage. Luckily, his receiver caught it and bounced off the safety. He should have got decapitated.
That's what I'm
Excuse me.
saying, bro. Like, I don't see it. I really think he's only getting hyped just because he's Georgia's quarterback. Like, he just does not move the needle for me whatsoever.
Yeah,
And Tennessee, it's
no,
not
at all.
their year, but in a couple years they will be the number 1 team in the country as long as Nico stays. Because Nico, like, that dude is just filled to the absolute brim with potential. He's gonna be the number 1 overall pick in his draft class. I'm calling it.
They're gonna stop handcuffing him at some point. He's gonna put his big boy pants on.
Well,
They're just trying to make sure they're not exposing him to too much negativity.
I mean, you got a top 5 running back in Dylan Sampson, and you don't really have like a true like dog out there like wide receiver 1. So why not run the football more
Yeah.
often? Use Sampson
Yeah.
while you got him.
Oh no, I agree with it. I'm just saying in general.
Yeah, I think next year the training wheels will come off. But anything you want to contribute to the upsets or Oregon almost getting upset?
I didn't get to see the Oregon one. I saw the Tennessee game, and so that's why we were talking about that one. And I'm not a fan of Carson Beck either. But no, what was going on in the Oregon game?
Oregon, they were playing Wisconsin in Wisconsin, and they just got caught sleeping and almost got upset. Wisconsin took it down to the
Okay.
wire. They didn't beat them. They only beat them by like
Yeah. Wisconsin always has like a good defense, right?
yeah. they're always tough, especially if you go there at a night game too, and that jump around hits. Oh, buddy.
Yeah.
They only beat him by a field goal. Dylan Gabriel only had 200 yards and a pick. He didn't even have a touchdown.
Yeah. I'm seeing it
Jordan
now. 16-3 is crazy.
Jordan James had to bail him out.
I bet he did. 25 for 121 and a touch.
Yeah, he had to. They didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
But LSU, they're officially dead. They lost to a Florida. I really like DJ Lagway, Florida's quarterback. He's a true
I
freshman.
thought they were dead after Alabama put their nutsack on them.
They still had a puncher's chance, but not anymore. But DJ Lagway, Florida's 5-star freshman quarterback, that dude is going to be a problem. Like, we're going to have to call Houston because we're going to have a problem.
You were talking about him when he first came in some weeks ago.
Yeah, dude, he's he's not going to be fun to defend against. I'll just leave that at
Was
that.
he a 5-star? What was he?
Oh, yeah, he was 5-star.
Yeah, I thought so.
All right. Anything else?
No, I'm good. Let's move on to the league.
All right. About to throw some hands. Let's just address the elephant in the room.
Yes, go ahead.
I'm just gonna say one thing, and then you can go from here. But you guys didn't beat us. We beat ourselves, and Patrick Queen's still a bitch. All right, you can go.
It's the same story. They do this every year.
It really is the same story.
I ain't going to talk too much trash because we also shot ourselves in the foot in the game against y'all. This is no disrespect as far as your defense, because again, I kind of throw stats out the window when it comes to these AFC North matchups, because even y'all number one offense doesn't mean nothing when it comes to like divisional games like this, to be completely honest, and our defense doesn't mean anything when it comes to divisional games like this, because it usually is just a defensive slugfest on both sides. And so coming in, you guys had the worst pass defense and the number one rushing defense. It's been like that all season. I'm thinking in my head. Now, again, we ran the ball pretty effectively against you guys, but when it came to red zone possessions, just dead. Everything was dead, and it made me upset. So I don't want to say we shot ourselves in the foot too much. We did have that one turnover where Darnell Washington just didn't jump for the ball when he's freaking 6'8". And I think it was
crazy.
Marlon Humphrey. And I don't know, who was it that got the pick? Was it Marlo,
it was
right?
Marlo, yeah.
Yeah, so you're 6'8". Marlo's like 5'10". Go up over his head.
Marlo didn't even jump for it. It just fell right into his lap.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. You're 6'8". Box him out. Go up for the ball. That's the only reason Russ threw to you. Darno frustrates me because I don't understand. I get getting him some targets, but there is no reason for him to be running things that Pat Freiermuth could run. When Pat Freiermuth is more athletic, has a bigger catch radius, is the better tight end. It doesn't make sense to me.
They paid him just to not use him.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense, bro. I can't stand it. And so I can see I'm not, again, Arthur Smith is better than Matt Canada by far, because I never would have thought that we would have a competent offense like we do this season. But the red zone inefficiency is getting on my nerves, and it sucks. I feel like Justin Fields was only that effective in the red zone because it's Justin Fields. You know, he can run. Russ can't do that anymore. So in the red zone, you're going to need something else. You know what I mean? You're going to need to scheme it up. Us driving down the field isn't a problem. We were moving the ball on you guys. But when it comes to the red zone, I don't know what it is, bro. It's like the stats between, I think Russ, so I saw a stat line with Russ. It's like in the red zone, it's like 4 touchdowns, 5 field goals. Fields is like 8 touchdowns and like 1 or 2 field goals. And that's very telling, bro.
Yeah, you guys were scoring more points with Fields.
Yeah, in the red zone especially. I don't know, man. No, we were scoring. So we averaged more points with Russ. But as far as red zone possession, we definitely scored more with Fields.
Yeah,
so
there was a lot
I don't
of.
know what has to give, but
there was a lot of pissed off
know,
Yinzers that thought y'all should throw the ball more.
Yeah, I don't know what we were doing. It didn't make much sense to me. Because again, even you guys were a little bit healthier in your secondary, so I'm not going to say that we would have threw the ball willy-nilly, and we're not like the Bengals or anything like that, because Joe Burrow, honestly, is having an MVP type. We'll get into them, but you see what I'm saying. We're not the Bengals, you know?
Yeah.
But we still should have had more success throwing the ball, or at least tried to attempt to throw the ball more. I didn't understand trying to play. We played into you guys' strengths defensively.
Correct.
We were running the ball. Again, we were running the ball kind of effectively, especially in moments that we needed it. But
That's why Yinzers were
overall,
so
you guys
pissed.
kept a bottle on it mostly. Yeah, it didn't make much sense to me. I didn't understand, especially when you made the change to Russ to open up the pass game. So why not pass? It didn't make sense.
Yeah. I mean, and Russell Wilson did have like the Ravens for the first time this year were actually getting this thing called sacks. That's a foreign concept to Ravens defense, but we were getting sacks on Russell Wilson. So, that probably played a part in it too. But yeah, there was a lot of pissed off Yinzers that thought y'all should throw the ball more and that you were running it too much, like ineffectively.
Yeah,
And the Ravens had the opposite problem where they kept
yeah.
throwing it and wouldn't hand it to Derrick Henry. He only had 13 touches.
Derek didn't have enough carries.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Annoying
he
as
could have.
hell.
I honestly think he would have broke another one on us if they kept giving him carries. Because don't we for them, we did a good job containing him until that 30-yard run, and I felt like y'all should have still gave him the ball more after that run.
Bro, like Lamar had zero time, so why not run the ball? It was so annoying. Like
Yeah,
the Ravens have
yeah,
not genuinely lost a game since the Browns came to Baltimore and beat us last year. That is the last time the Ravens have lost a game. Every loss we've had since then is literally our fault. Like that Cleveland game, it was like, okay, they just outplayed us. You know, they played perfect football. That was a true loss. We got beat. None of our losses this year or in the playoffs, like we beat ourselves. They didn't beat us. We beat ourselves. It's annoying as hell. And it's part of the reason why I'm totally fine if Harbaugh wants to get the hell out of town.
yeah. I honestly think that might be a coaching thing because you guys are a very talented group. I think it's just discipline when it
Bro,
comes
the
to certain things.
penalties is insane. We average 3 more game penalties than the team with the second most penalties. Like it is absurd how many penalties we have. We had 12
Yeah,
penalties this game. 12. What the
yeah,
hell going
yeah. That's
on?
ridiculous. Also, doesn't help when y'all got people dropping the ball when Lamar's running for his life in the backfield.
Oh, Zay, I know.
Yeah,
I
that
was
thing went
so
through his
mad
face
about
mask.
that. And he knew it too. As soon as it happened, he knew it.
I would also like to say, what is going on with y'all as far as 2-point conversion?
So I get the idea because Lamar's had success doing that before, but the execution was piss poor. Like, you got to have Derrick Henry on the field because I think if Derrick Henry was on the field, if they run that same exact play, I think Lamar would have got it. But the fact that Derrick wasn't out there,
Yeah,
they didn't have to honor him, so then they were just able to hone in on Lamar.
yeah. I also think I don't know if it was blocked correctly because me looking back at it, Nate Herbig like blew it up, but
Yeah,
like I don't even know if he got touched or not. And by that time, Lamar had to try to bend it out, and then Joey was just waiting on the outside. So
yeah, I'm pretty sure
um,
Ronnie
I,
Stanley
I don't
blew
know.
it and McCary blew it.
Yeah, yeah. Nate Herbig got there way too fast, so I don't know if they just kind of whiffed.
Yeah, and per usual, TJ Watt was an absolute problem, but we knew that
Yeah,
because
yeah. He only had one sack on the day though.
yeah, but he was disrupting like so much. I don't know if you could tell on TV, but in person, you could just tell he was in Lamar's grill all day long.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you could see, we had to keep sliding the protection over there, which is why Herbig and not Highsmith, but Herbig was having a way better day. But I mean, the Ravens, if they
Yeah,
stopped,
I think that's the good thing about having a good rotation at outside linebackers because I'm glad we got Preston Smith as well
you got him for
when we
free
got him.
too, just to eat the money.
Yeah, basically.
But the Ravens keep beating themselves. They should be undefeated right now, but they're not. So it is what it is. I said coming into this season that when we signed Derrick Henry, everyone was like, "Oh, our problems are fixed. We have Derrick Henry. We're going to be unstoppable." And I've used this phrase literally since we signed him. We're just putting a Band-Aid on a gunshot wound. Like, I don't know
Hmm.
how else to describe it. Our offensive line's piss poor. Our coaching's piss poor. Our discipline's piss poor. Play calling is inconsistent. Lamar was literally being Superman and can only do so much. Like, Lamar has a bad day and he had no one to pick him up. This is Lamar's first bad day
Hmm.
of the season, and no one was there to pick him up, no matter how many times he's bailed us
Yeah,
out this season. And you know what's crazy? Is this is only the third time that it's not the defense's fault. Like, I have no complaints about the defense. This is only the third
yeah.
time this has happened. It's pretty sick. When we beat the
I have
Bills,
a question for you.
yeah.
I'll let you finish first though. No, I'll let you finish
I
first.
was just gonna say when we beat the Bills, when we beat the Broncos, and then this game are the only 3 games where I thought the defense played good and that I have no complaints. Obviously, they can be better because
Yeah,
every defense can get better every game. But like in terms of complaints and the blame game, I'm not putting it on them because if you tell me before any football game, no matter who we play, that we only allow 6 field goals and no touchdowns, I'll sign for that all day, any day.
As far as my question, um, do you feel like JT is just having a down year, or is it the beginning of the end?
Talking about Jonathan Taylor?
No, I'm talking about Justin Tucker.
Oh, damn it. I was hoping you were going to skip over this.
Yeah, nah, brother. Sorry, brother.
uh, dude, I mean, Tucker's hit so many clutch kick for us over the years. And I know the NFL is the what have you done for me lately league, which is why, like, he's not getting cut this year because most kickers would be cut by now because he's last in the league in field goal percentage. So most kickers would get cut. But he's not most kickers. He, up until this year, was the greatest kicker of all time. So I don't know
No,
if
he
it's an
still is the greatest
arrogance.
kicker of all time. That's just a down year.
I don't know if it's an arrogance thing. I don't know if it's a because I heard a rumor that like the way Stout holds the ball this year is like because all of Tucker's kicks miss wide left, never wide right. So I heard a rumor that it's how Stout holds the ball, but I can't confirm that because I have never been a holder before, so I couldn't tell you whether he's doing it right or not. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I know he's gonna get the rest of this year. I think personally the Ravens should put him on IR, give him a month to just figure it out, even though he's not injured or he claims he's not injured. Put him on IR anyways, just give him a month to just mentally reset, and then bring him back for the stretch. But I don't know. He's gonna get the rest of this year and the whole offseason because he's Justin Tucker. He's earned that right to get that kind of leeway. But if he does all of this again next year, he's gonna get cut because
Yeah.
Harbaugh's getting fed
I
up
mean,
with it.
I think you got to give him some grace. I remember Boz's 2018 was one of the worst that I've seen too, but now he's still
Was
bounced
that the
back
year
and
he
he's still. Yeah, that was the Raiders year when that kick against the Raiders and everything. Oh my gosh, it was
when he
awful,
missed the
bro.
27-yarder?
Yes, my guy. Yeah, that year was rough, but he's bounced back and he's still proven to be. Boz is one of the greatest kickers in history. He's not JT, but he's definitely one
I
of the
think
most
he's the
accurate, one of the greatest.
I think he's the greatest kicker in your history.
Yeah, I think he is. I mean, as far as like NFL, he's one of the most accurate kickers in history. I think he's top three.
I believe it at this point. But
Yeah. So
like I
no,
said,
he's bounced back.
Tucker's built
I
up
think you just got to give
enough.
him some leeway.
Yeah, like he's built up enough credit with us to where he's can be afforded the extra time. But if he does this again next year, like they're gonna have to move on because we can't have a kicker who's only making 70% of his kicks.
Mm-hmm.
And that's any team. That's not just like just the Ravens or like Justin Tucker. Like if Chris Boswell is making 70% of kicks, you guys would want to run him out of town.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Too many Royal Farms commercials. I think Tucker just needs to lock back in because he was bro was automatic, and he said he was like doing like swing technique stuff. Like, why? It's not broke. Don't fix it.
Yeah, I don't know why you would change it up when you're having the success that you're having.
Also, speaking of Chris Boswell, he looks like the perfect embodiment of a Yinzer out on that field yesterday or Sunday. He was warming up, and I know he always does this, but like it's still like just funny to see in person again. Like he goes out there and he warms up with a backwards hat and with his hands on his shoulder pads, like on like the neck of his shoulder pads while he's kicking. I'm like, dude, all he needs is a cigarette and a Budweiser, and he's a perfect Yinzer.
Bro, he's like the most even keeled guy I think I've ever seen in my life. He's the same during like practice. Like when we went up to the Steelers training camp, it was the same. Yeah,
Like if he would have
he's never rattled. I don't think I've ever seen him like. I don't even know.
If he would have went out there like on his next kick and had the backwards hat and a cigarette in his mouth and like put the cigarette out and then kicked the ball, I would not have been shocked. Like he looked like
Dog,
that
I
guy.
think he could drill
It
like a
was so
62
funny.
yarder. Like I think he could drill a 62 yarder like that.
Just like blow a cloud, flick the cig, and give the head nod. That's what he looked like, dude. They were all just right down the middle. I didn't think I had to mention that part, but yeah, they were all just right down the middle.
Yeah, no,
But
Vaz is a dog, especially to kick on the surface like Pittsburgh because it's not an easy place to kick.
did you see where Tucker tried to blame the surface and like everyone was like, "Bro, Boz went 6 for 6. You can't blame the surface."
Yeah, only thing is, so I went back and watched it. Tucker didn't blame it, but I saw people were trying to get on him about it. He said, "I can't blame the surface" or something back in the interview. I think people just took it out of context.
Oh, okay, because I didn't hear his actual interview. I just heard about that, and I was like, "Bro,
Yeah, no,
there's
people
no
took a little
way."
clip and tried to run with it, but no, it was funny.
I guess it was a McCockiner account.
It probably was. I don't even know. I'd have to go back on Twitter. It was a Twitter thing, of course.
Yeah, that's why I said it was probably a McCockiner account.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm fed up with it. I'm just tired of missing kicks. Because we would have won that game if he didn't miss those kicks. So,
Yeah, by at least 6.
and also, I just want to say, Patrick Queen's not that good. He only played that good because it was against the Ravens. He is not good. There's a reason why we had to trade for Roquan to bail his ass out.
He's okay. Now, in the beginning of the season, don't get me wrong, he was not playing well. But the last 3, 4 games, he's turned it on, and I hope he continues it. So he's been playing well the past couple of weeks.
Dude, he talks shit like he's a top 5 linebacker. He's not. Like, he needs to chill out. He thinks he's
Bro,
all
I'm
that in a
just
bag
saying
of chips.
you
He's
wouldn't
really
be
not.
saying that if he was still on the Ravens balling.
No, when he was on the Ravens balling, I always said about how he's a perfect blitzer, but he can't pass coverage worth a shit, which is how it literally went. It's just Lamar didn't have time to expose him, but the middle of the field was wide open against y'all. Lamar just didn't have the time to get the ball out.
Hey, my defense did their job, man. That's all I got to say about that one.
Patrick Queen's a
That was
bitch.
a
He's my
dub.
least favorite player in football. I hate him more
That
than
was a
I hate
dub.
anyone on the Chiefs.
The Chiefs?
Yes.
Well, in all fairness, you guys do be attacking him, and you guys didn't offer him a contract. You can't blame that man.
But we told him it wasn't because of his abilities. He's trying to say that like we said that he sucked and that's why he didn't get offered a contract. They
Yeah, but
literally
he's
told
gonna
him
take
that.
that personally.
Yeah,
He
but he's
wanted
trying
to
to
stay
spin
with
zone
y'all.
it.
He's gonna take it personally.
And he was trying to spin zone it and like we told him like we want you back, but like realistically like can't fit it in the cap cuz you're not going to put $40 million into your middle linebacker position.
Yeah,
So, he's got to realize it's a
unless it's
business.
Roquan.
Stuff like this happens. It wasn't anything personal. If he would have played better, we would have never traded for Roquan in the first place. So it's his fault. Jackass. Thinks he's hot shit.
All right, well, another man's trash, another man's treasure. I appreciate
Oh, shut up, Tomlin.
it.
I will
Just
say
saying, man.
he did have another Tomlinism before the game. I don't know if you heard it, where he was like the Ravens are a fire and we are prepared to be firefighters or something like that.
Something like he said the same thing for the Commanders. Dude's corny.
Yeah, he was like, they are a fire, but we are prepared to be firefighters, or like something like that. Like it was so funny. But all right, we'll get into the rest of the NFL because we definitely talked a lot about that game, but rightfully so. This one will be quick. Holy shit, Detroit.
They're
That was
blowing everybody out.
dude. No, listen to this. That was statistically the biggest ass whooping in the NFL since like 1980.
Oh
Like
God.
statistically, if you look in terms of like yards, like how many the Jags had versus how many the Lions had, it was the
Yeah.
biggest ass whooping in over 40 years.
Oh, Lions had
So
almost how where they had like 500 total yards.
I think it was 600.
Oof. Yeah, that'll tell you all you need to know right there.
But
And I
I
don't even
can't believe
think the Jags had 200 total yards.
No. I can't believe Doug Peterson still has his job as of time of recording. He might not have it by the time this comes out, but as of time of recording, he still has his job somehow.
Yeah.
I like Doug
No,
Peterson. I don't know how he still has his job.
no, he'll probably get dropped.
It's unfortunate, but he'll latch on somewhere. He's a good coach. He's just
Yeah.
everything just went wrong for him.
Yeah. It's
But
not a good situation.
the Broncos, they've low key been on a roll. Like I know like they
Yeah, Bo
lost to the
Nix with his
Chiefs.
little 4 tutties, they turning it on right now.
Hey, I got Bo Nix in fantasy. I'm
Yeah.
not a fan of him, but if he's gonna keep getting me 20 something points, I'm all for it.
Yeah, they're getting a little sneaky. I think they're going to make playoffs, especially if they keep playing like they're playing. I don't know what the rest of their schedule looks like, but they got a shot.
I think the Chargers will make it in over them. I don't know if 3 teams are coming out of the West.
To a Chargers 7-3 because they just beat Cincy. Yeah, and the Chargers I feel like have been more consistent than Denver. Denver's just starting to turn it on, which again I think that's good because Denver. I guess I would rather, as far as like as long as you can coast by and get like really hot late. I think I would rather have that than to just be like dog water. You know what I mean?
I think it's Denver, the Bengals, and the Dolphins are all fighting for that last spot, the 7 seed. Because I'm pretty sure the
No,
Chargers and
Bengals
the
are
Ravens.
cooked.
I'm pretty sure the Chargers and Ravens have the other 2 locked up. But yeah, let's get into that. Bengals are cooked. Joe Burrow is playing on an MVP level, and they're still losing. Make it make sense.
Yeah, 27 touchdowns, 4 picks, right?
Yeah.
I think that's right. Yeah, no, again. Jamar Chase, offensive player of the year, type numbers, and he's cooked. He's gonna leave. Beginning of the end, like I said, it's still coming to fruition. They're doing what they're doing. But their players are frustrated. Jamar just kind of went out of his way in the interview not too long ago talking about how he don't call plays and all this other mess. So yeah, they're getting frustrated, and I
I didn't
love to see it
appreciate the way
because
they buried the way they buried Evan McPherson in their interviews. I didn't appreciate that.
oh yeah, no, they didn't. That's what I'm saying. This is what I'm trying to tell you. It's the beginning and the end. They're done, and
Like
McPherson's gotten them out of some pickles. So it's
bro, he's a kicker. He's gonna miss every now and then. They're acting like he hasn't made so many huge kicks for them. He's been like
yep,
decent this year too. It's not even like he's been like playing like Tucker. But Burrow was
yep,
like, I got nothing to say to him, and Jamar Chase was like, that's why we pay him so he makes those kicks. Like, bro, that's your teammate. God damn.
yep. Yeah,
So
no,
I didn't
it's
appreciate that.
they're cooked, and I love it. I'm loving every second of it.
You know what I don't love? That we have to play the Chargers this week. Chargers are a freaking wagon.
Mm. We caught them at the right time, my guy. Jay Herb
You
wasn't
definitely did.
doing too well. Their defense was still pretty good, but yeah, no, we ended up pulling away. But yeah, no, we caught them at the right time. I'm very glad. I think the same with Denver, honestly. I mean, Denver's defense still gave us a little bit of hell, but nah, we did what we were supposed to do.
Ravens better be
I
careful
think,
because they could
yeah,
easily lose this game.
yeah, you guys got to be. Yeah, again, LA is just like a AFC North team in my opinion, especially with Harbaugh being there.
Yeah, they are now because they're that tough, hard-nosed football, and Lad McConkey's bringing the boom, so you gotta watch out for him because that dude is a weapon.
Yeah,
But
and that
I'm
actually utilizing Quentin Johnson a little bit more too.
yeah, they're showing that it wasn't his fault last year.
Yeah.
That it actually was a
So shout out Quentin
first
Johnson
round pick.
because I thought that he was garbage.
Yeah, I thought he was absolutely cooked too. I just thought he got a first round grade because he was on that TCU team, but turns out we were
Yeah.
wrong. But I saved the best for last. Down goes Kansas City. Finally. Finally.
Stand Casey. I can't
Buffalo
stand Casey.
finally gave him a loss. It was about
Yeah.
friggin' time,
I'm gonna
man.
be
I was
real.
sick of it.
Buffalo is the only team in the AFC because again, the Chiefs are the Chiefs. I'm not scared of the Chiefs. The Chiefs are just the Chiefs. You know, you get what you get when you play them. You got Pat Mahomes. Everybody knows what it is. But I just mean as far as like other teams in the AFC, Buffalo is yeah. I'm not scared of y'all or any of the because again, this in division games. You know, you get what you get out of those games. They can go either way. So you just
Yeah.
kind of got to take it as is. But like outside of y'all, Chiefs, the Bills, yeah, and it's crazy because like I don't know, I can't say they don't have like a. I guess you could say because like Amari Cooper is not bad by any means. He's still a really really good receiver, especially at his age. But
Plus, he's been injured.
yeah, but that's what I mean. It's like I don't know. I don't like. We all know Josh Allen's a dog. They're weird, bro. Like they're really good. I guess it's just because they're just gritty and they're just well coached.
Yeah, I'm not scared of any team per se. I'm scared of the Ravens more than I am scared of like another team.
Yeah, I can
Like
see
if
that.
we play Ravens football, we're the best team in the conference. But Ravens always like beating themselves, so who knows? But
Yeah,
yeah, shout out Buffalo for doing our dirty work. So you ready to get into some picks, bro?
I am. Let me pull up week 12.
I got the games and the spreads if you need them.
Cool. No, I just pulled the games up. I probably do need the spreads though.
I got you with the
Okay,
spreads.
go ahead.
All right,
Okay,
Thursday night
cool.
football. The Steelers at the Browns. Steelers are 3.5 point favorites.
Low key a trap game.
I,
High key
dude,
trap.
I've been saying that to Haley all week that it feels like a trap game. Like you guys just played a very emotional, very mentally draining AFC North matchup to turn around on a short week and go to Cleveland with Jameis who can do some crazy shit. Like this just feels and you're favored, which never bodes well for a Mike Tomlin team.
You know, I can't pick against my boys, but I wouldn't be surprised if Cleveland won. But I'm still going to take us at was it 3.5?
Yeah. You guys are either gonna
Okay.
kill
I do.
them or
Yeah. I have the lines. I'm good.
all right. Yeah, you guys are either gonna kill them or they're gonna beat you by like a walk off field goal.
Yeah.
But I'll take the Steelers. I think you guys will find a way.
Yeah. If this team's any different, like it feels that they are, we need to find a way.
Yeah. Moving on, we have the Vikings at the Bears. The Vikings are 3.5 point favorites against the Bears. Give me the Vikings. I think the Bears are dead. I know they
Yeah.
fought back well against the Pack and like they should have won that game, but the Bears are gonna bear and they're gonna find a way to lose it. So give me the Vikings
I
minus
also
3.5.
I feel like that I feel like that field goal just killed them.
I thought the Hail Mary killed them. Like, I thought they've been dead.
The Commanders won.
Yeah.
I can see why you say it.
All right, moving on. We got the Lions at the Colts. Lions are 7-point favorites. Give me the Lions. They are absolute wagons right now. And I love AR, but I feel like Lions defense is going to give him fits.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
All right,
Although
moving
he has
on.
been turning it on a lot more recently. I'm proud of my boy.
Yeah, he finally got woke up from like he got a perspective changer. It feels like.
Mm-hmm.
This next one, man, the Patriots at the Dolphins, with Dolphins being 7-point favorites. I feel like the
I like
Patriots always
Miami,
play
but
the.
I don't like 7 points though.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like the Patriots always play them tough. But Tua's been on
They
fire
do.
since coming
It's
back.
a division. And you know what's real? I'm gonna be so real. I wouldn't be shocked if the Pats won, only because they play everybody tough. I just feel like at the end of their games, it's been some stupid stuff for the reason they lose it.
It's
Like
crazy because like
when
Drake May's been playing so good.
that's what I'm saying. Like when he had that like game tying touchdown against oh my gosh, it was a couple weeks ago, bro. Where he
Oh, the
like ran
Titans.
around the yard for like 50 yards. Yes, bro. And they ended up losing it. I feel like it's been games like that. I feel like they're due one. I don't know if this is going to be the one though. So I think I'm still sticking with Miami, but I wouldn't be
I
surprised.
took I took the Patriots. I love Drake May. That you know that's my boy. I'll ride with him.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. We got the Bucks at the Giants. Tommy Cutlet's first start. Bucks are five and a
I
half
forgot
point
they benched Daniel
favorites.
Jones. Oh my.
Does Tommy Cutlet provide a spark?
No, no, he does not. He's trash.
When's Mike Evans coming back? It's got to be soon. I'm still picking the Bucks. I just wonder
Mm-hmm.
if Mike Evans is gonna play. I saw a thing the other day. It was like it was saying how Tommy Cutlet's is like best case scenario for the Giants because he is gonna keep doing bad enough to where they get a better pick, but he's gonna be playing good enough to where there will be memes about the team and they'll still be talked about.
Yeah,
All right, so you're rolling with the Bucks.
I am.
All right,
5.5.
next up, Cowboys at the Commanders. Commanders 10.5 point favorites. Give me the Commanders. Dallas is
Give me the
so
Commanders.
pitiful, right?
How much? How much? The Eagles just smacked Dallas, right? No,
Yeah, they smacked them, and then Houston smacked them last night.
I. Hmm. Yeah, I think Cowboys are done. I don't know if I like 10.5, bro. I'm gonna be real, only because it's a divisional game. I know how those go, but I'm gonna still take it. But
This next game, I honestly can't believe the spread's not bigger. But we got the Chiefs at the Panthers. Chiefs are 10.5 point favorites. Give me the Chiefs. They're gonna be so pissed off because they just got their first loss, and they're gonna take it out on the poor Panthers.
yeah, I agree. I'm gonna take KC as well.
And I normally pick against KC when it's big spreads, but the poor Panthers, they're going to get their asses absolutely handed to them. Moving on, we got the Titans at the Texans. Texans are 8-point favorites. I wonder if the Titans have given up yet.
Probably.
I'm going to take the Texans. They're on a roll after beating the Cowboys, so I'm going to roll with them.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with the Texans too. Titans suck.
All right, moving on. Speaking of teams that suck, we have the Broncos at the Raiders. Broncos are 5.5 point favorites. Give me the Broncos.
Yeah,
I
they're
feel
hot
like this
right
is
now.
a
Give me
bit.
the Broncos as well.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like this is a very favorites heavy week because the favorites are hot right now.
Mm-hmm.
This game's intriguing. The Niners at the Packers. Packers are 2.5 point favorites. Which Niners do we
San
get?
Fran.
Oh, but see, that's what I'm saying. Which Niners do we get? Because
Yeah,
if we get the Niners like we know, then the Niners are the pick here. But if we get the Niners like they've been doing, then I don't. You're gonna take the Niners. I'll take the Pack. Go Pack, go! Come on, baby. Moving on, we got the Cardinals at the Seahawks. This is a pick'em game.
I'm taking Cards.
That's where I'm heading. Yep. Cardinals have been low key hot lately, so I'll take the Cards for a pick'em game. Moving on, this slate, the 1 o'clock game slate is absolutely horrendous, but the 4 o'clock slate is fire.
Mm-hmm.
And this Sunday night football game is fire too. Eagles at the Rams. Eagles 3-point favorites.
It's so weird because like their record isn't really that good, but they're actually not a bad team at all.
Their offense is so deadly. It's just all about how good their defense plays. Yeah. I'm gonna take the Eagles. They've been hot.
Yeah, I took the Eagles too. -3.
All right, and then next up, finally, we have the Ravens at the Chargers. The Harbowl. Ravens are 3-point favorites in LA.
You can't pick against your guys, bro, because I'm taking the Chargers. You got to pick the
Dude, I'm seriously thinking about picking the Chargers.
Ravens.
I'll pick the Ravens. I'm not thrilled with it, but I'll take them. All right. That is our picks for the week. You got anything left to say before we head out of here, Jordan?
As always, it's good to be back today. Man, I really appreciate you. I always appreciate that we're able to come together like this, man, and just have fun, make some good content for the people. As far as the people goes, thank you guys. Thank you guys for your support, for your continuous support. Please like, subscribe, share. Again, we're on all platforms: Spotify, YouTube, TikTok. Just follow, like, leave a review, whatever you say it with your chest. But again, we appreciate you guys.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. We're on the rise right now. We're on the race to 50 subscribers right now, so make sure you're hitting that subscribe button. Make sure you follow us on all our social media platforms cuz we're also on the race for 50 on those too. So yeah, just keep spreading the word, keep liking the content, and we'll see y'all next week. See you guys.